Morning, friends. I've been working on new product formulas. Here's my spiel. This is the last thing that I need to label. I've actually kind of flown through this. I love it. Enjoying this one. And my mom keeps it stocked. I hope you love it. Welcome back to my studio. If this is your first time seeing my face, my name's Victoria, and this is my small bath and body care business, Renascential. If you caught my video last week, you saw that I planned to bring you with me to my first market of the year, but then it got canceled. So let's do a redo. I have not one, not two, but 3 markets this weekend. So I know I said I have some work to do, but you guys are on the hook with me. You're coming along to all of them. It is Friday, and this is my first time trying to bust out 3 markets back to back. So thoughts and prayers in the comments below. But I have a market this evening from 5:30 to 9:30, one tomorrow from 11 to 3, I believe, and then same thing for Sunday. So as you can see, I have done a lot of restocking, basically just to top off the things that I was getting low on from last week's markets. So this is where we're gonna pick up. And if you're an eagle-eyed watcher, you've probably already noticed something in the frame right now that doesn't look as familiar to you. So when we get to labeling that, I will stop and talk to you guys a little bit more because I did tease it in my last video if you watched all the way to the end. So yeah, if you haven't spotted it yet, we'll talk soon. If you tuned in to one of my lives, which if you haven't checked those out, feel free, they're still posted up on my channel. I gave a little sneak peek there at these new cuties that I launched. Of course, at markets, we actually get a lot of people who are in from out of state, or they're visiting family, or you know, they just want a smaller option. So I have launched these super cute 2-ounce sizes in my cream, scrubs, and oils. So now I have 2-ounce options for everything. They've been selling pretty well so far, which is awesome because you always get a little nervous launching something and putting a lot of time into making something that might not sell well. That was the case for my body scrubs when I first launched, which then you guys saw me do a big rework of those and add color and redo the formula just to make them a bit more appealing. And now they're doing a bit better, but still only during the summer, and then like in the heat of winter, people get a little bit more into it too, when their skin is kind of dry. But we all know summertime is not exactly the hot season. Well, no pun intended. It's not exactly the season when people are buying body care as much. So to recap, I'm obsessed. I already, of course, love my products. I use them every single day, but this is a really good entry size point for a lot of people who just want to kind of get a sense of the brand and the scents and things like that. And I have something cool that I'll show you guys I was working on for these sizes as well. So I'll definitely have that coming up. Because the bottle is so small, I can't use my label wizard that I was just using to apply the perfume oil labels. It's just literally too small. It would be more of a hassle than a help. So instead, I use my iPad and I just lay each of the bottles into one of these lines so that it doesn't roll over the place. And honestly, works perfectly. Working great. You would think that doing all this labeling in one sitting would be tedious and annoying. And I know we each have our strengths and things that we like and don't like in our business, but I'm actually really loving the process of putting on labels. It's one of my favorite parts of this. It's kind of this full circle moment where now the products are done. I've made everything from scratch. I designed the labels. I applied them to the jars and the bottles. I jarred up and bottled everything to begin with. It's kind of this last moment where it's like, look at this thing I created. Look at this thing that I put all of this effort and time and energy into, and now I get to appreciate it in its final form. It's really cool. The label is kind of, it really is the cherry on top for me, and it's kind of a reminder that like, girl, you did that. For about a whole year now, I've been working on new product formulas for about 3 new things, 2 of which are closer than the third, and 1 of which is ready to launch. You probably spotted it in the beginning. I didn't make any effort to keep it secret or hidden, but you girls got bath salts. I am 6'1", so just the fact is I don't fit in a lot of bathtubs comfortably. But whenever I go home to visit my family, we have a nice big garden tub there, and it's a bit bigger just because it's wider, so I'm able to fit and, have a good time. One thing that I cannot go without every single time I take a bath is bath salt. I love it, and my mom keeps it stocked. I always want to be able to use and make my own things and then gift it to people in my life. So I have been working on bath salt formulas for a while now. I'm not kidding when I say that it's been a year, but that's mainly because I wanted to find a way to tie it back into my existing products without overextending myself and having the full 8 options of scents. And I also wanted to make sure that it was fragranced, which I'm not sure if you guys have tried to fragrance bath salts before, but it's actually kind of annoying. It's a little hard. So once I got to the bottom of that, I came up with a formula that I love, and then it came down to what scents do I want to put into these, and I decided to match them with my body oil scents. So as you guys know, I have my body oils unscented. They're 100% natural, no fragrance added, and they're just naturally fragranced by the infusion of the herb in each option. So right now I have calendula and safflower, jasmine, and lavender. So I don't know if you guys remember, but when I was getting ready to launch my perfume oils, the idea behind those came from the fact that at markets, a lot of my customers were asking if my body oils came in the same scents as my body creams and the scrubs, and they don't. They just don't. I wanted to keep these 100% natural so that they can be used head to toe and just have something on my line that is just completely fragrance free. Well, these body oils have inspired another product, or at least the way that I scent them, because now what I'm getting a lot is, I wish the lavender smelled even stronger. I wish the jasmine was an even stronger scent. And again, I have no plans to add fragrance to the body oils. So instead, I think it's really great to have a bath salt that matches those scents. So I have a calendula and safflower one that I've scented with like a floral, herby kind of honey scent. It's really pretty actually. I think it might be my favorite. And then I have a midnight jasmine scent, as I'm calling it, and that one really matches the essence of a natural jasmine flower. So it's light and floral, but has that kick of like it kind of wakes you up in a way. And last but definitely not least, everyone's favorite, I have lavender, and of course I had to match that up for my lavender oil, and it's a really beautiful French lavender scent, so that classic aromatherapy that most people are looking for. So I will be selling these in these 8-ounce jars, as well as these big, heavy 16-ounce jars, because I'm seeing that about 6 to 8 baths can be yielded from this, and that just kind of depends on how heavy-handed you are. I am very heavy-handed, so I tend to go through it pretty quickly. I like lot in there. And then this one you can easily get about 10 to 15 baths out of, again, depending on how much you sprinkle. So really good size options to start. I'm not gonna lie, once I filled them when I was making these batches, I realized that I'm a little bit worried about the shipping cost. So we'll see how that goes. Anyone who gets this size is really getting a bang for their buck. It's going to last you a while. On top of that, I'll be doing one more size and about a 20-ounce sealable bag that I'll be selling. I'll be marketing it kind of like a refill pouch. So if you get one of these sizes and instead of getting this again and just, you know, loading up on glass jars at home, you could actually get a pouch of it. And you know what? I'll show you the pouch even though I don't have any filled right now. So these will be coming in these 20-ounce craft pouches with a little window here in the front so you can kind of see the salt through it. And then I'll have a label made to go on the top here. Deciding if I want all of the wording to be here or if I'll do a front label and a back label. So we'll see about that later. But as of right now, I don't have any filled because I figured most people are going to start smaller and then I can fill these as orders come in. But I think this is great. You guys know sustainability in my business means a whole bunch to me. So having an option for people to restock their own product makes me really happy. It's something that I would love to do with my other products too. So I'm looking for ways and options about that. If you guys have any tips, please let me know, because that's definitely something that is a big focus for me and I want to make an even bigger focus as I keep launching products and things like that. I am really excited about this stuff. I made little 2-ounce tester jars of them, which, by the way, all of the 4-ounce testers I have on my table, I'm going to be replacing those with these smaller 2-ounce jars. It'll be easier for me to keep the jars fresh in between markets and things like that. And I think it also just makes sense to have the smallest jar as the tester jar on the table. But besides that, I made these little testers of each one because the scent, oh guys, the scent sells it. From personal experience, I have taken a bath basically every other day for about 4 months now because I'm so obsessed with these. I can't stop using them. So again, I'm going through jars like that. The scent and the way that it just fills up my entire bathroom, I am obsessed. The majority of these formulas is Epsom salt, so they're really good for the muscles, really good to soak in. And then of course I have other things in there that are just soothing and moisturizing for your skin. So the longer you stay in the bath and just let your skin soak it up, by the time I get out, oh my gosh, it's just so moisturizing. I don't feel my skin tightening when you kind of get out and you know, like, oh, I'm getting ashy, I need to put some lotion on. I'm not having that feeling. But of course, finishing my bath with one of the matching oils for whatever scent I went for that night has been a vibe. I'm telling you, my bathroom is a spa. You can't tell me otherwise. This is the last thing that I need to label. I've actually kind of flown through this. So I'm gonna finish these up, get the perfumes inside their boxes, and then everything packaged up. And then we're gonna hit the road. Well, then I'm gonna eat. And then we're gonna hit the road. By the time you guys are watching this, these are live on my site. So if you're interested, definitely feel free to go check them out. But something that I like to do, which give me your thoughts. How do you feel about this? I launch all of my new products in person at my local markets as a way to kind of reward my local community in a way. They kind of get first dibs on things. I get a lot of sales online as well, but definitely the majority of my sales come from my markets. And it just feels like a nice way to give back to the community where my business was born. So here is how the labels are looking. I have one on the front and then all of the product information is on the back. I love them. It just lets the salts on their own shine. And as you can see, I didn't add any color. I didn't put any dried botanicals in here or anything like that, because I was finding that it led to an experience where people then had to clean their shower or their bathtub when they get done soaking, and that's not the vibe. That's not, what I'm going for. You just had a nice relaxing bath and now, hey, plot twist, clean your bathtub. I wanted to keep them really simple, and again, the salts that I used helped us really dissolve down quickly, so you're not going to get in and feel that grittiness underneath you. As you can see with these, I also have to do the labeling just freehand because again, the shape of the bottle and how small the labels are just doesn't work on the label wizard. I actually have a way more accurate hand than I thought I did. So far, that's not an issue for me at all. I see that my printer kind of messed up the alignment of these labels. For example, on this one, I hope you're able to see it, the purple line is on both sides and it's only supposed to be over on the left side. And would you believe me if I said that I almost just decided not to sell these today because I don't have time to print out new labels? That's the kind of self-sabotage that takes place in my brain. Why would that make sense? My customers do not care if the purple bar is on both sides of the label. They just don't. I think sometimes we hold ourselves to too strict of a expectation and end up putting ourselves in a position where there's no progress being made because we're too busy trying to make everything perfect. That's the kind of stuff that really haunts me sometimes when I think about how many things I haven't launched in my business yet because I understand marketing and social media, so I want to have a whole rollout plan. I want to do things right, and then I end up not doing anything at all because I'm too busy planning and making plans than actually doing the things. So that being said, I'm really happy to have these out today because it has been a long time coming for, like I said, no good reason. They have been fine. They've been good, but I wanted to have a whole marketing campaign and do email blasts and giveaways and stuff like that. And right now I just have to be realistic with my workload and my time and my energy level and just give myself a little bit more grace. That's really what Renascential is all about. It's understanding that you don't need to earn self-care. You don't need to earn grace or peace, any of those things, and working yourself to the bone and just grinding 24/7 isn't worth it if you're not actually happy and if you're not feeding back into you at some point. Yeah, I'm just excited to have these launched, and I dropped the perfectionism with these a long time ago, and I'm working on doing that for everything else going forward. But there are 2 things coming very soon, one on my site and then another product that I'm not ready to put out there yet because I'm still in that zone of like, oh, but that's not how I wanted to do it. When it officially goes live, you guys will be the first to know. Maybe we'll make that a video and that'll push me to do the things. It is time to get going. I completely forgot to print little labels for my little salt testers. So I'm about to do that super quick so I can get those packaged up with everything else. But I want to get my little dots on all of these caps so that I know what each scent is. You don't know what I'm talking about, check out my vendor market vlog. I have all the tips on how I set up and what I bring with me to markets, and these little dots are one of them. So I need to get these put on all my jars. I'm gonna leave you here, get all of this packaged up, and then we're going to be on the road. It's officially rushing time, so I need to put you away so I can focus. But we have a lot to do today. Don't worry, you'll be back. as you can see, I had to make some room for some new products, including these. We'll talk about them soon. Alright guys, I am set up and I'm out here. You have to bear with me today because I have the bigger camera, so I'm a little bit more in my head about vlogging in public. But I'm all set up and we're getting started. There's some foot traffic. Full disclosure, I'm a little worried. Just because this is marketed as a foodie market, like a foodie fair. So the point is eating. There are about 20 food trucks out here, I believe. So competition is stiff, but maybe once people eat and they relax on the lawn for a bit and then they come out, that'll get them in a shopping mood. Fingers crossed. Hey, how are you? Good, how about you? I love your top. That is so cute. I love that. We need, oh my gosh, perfect fit. It looks so good.
How are you? How are you? I did not know you were going to be here, and I just wanted to tell you that your oil has been so, I'm literally trying it right now.
And you'll see it's definitely more concentrated in the perfumes. Those all have a base of oil instead of alcohol, so it's better for your skin and it lasts longer. Days, markets like this really test my patience, my faith in my business. But I'm staying hopeful. It's only been 2 hours. That one's my favorite. I love it. Thank you. Good to see you. I'll be here. Thank you guys.
You can see what I'm wearing.
No, the second I got here, I was like, let me get me something now before it gets busy. Yes. Have a good one. See you soon. We've got 2 people saying that they're going to circle back. So this is when I like to ask the audience, how many of them do you think will circle back? 2 for 2? 1 for 2? Are they just being nice? I'm manifesting both. Feel free to open up and smell anything. The perfumes match the body creams and the scrubs. Alright friends, my booth neighbors are starting to pack up. We have 10 minutes left, so I'm going to follow suit. It has been a really successful night, and exactly what I thought was going to happen happened. First 2 hours were completely silent, and the last 2 have been non-stop. So as you saw, I panicked for no reason again. But I'm going to end today right here, and then I'll see you guys first thing in the morning for market number 2 of 3. Good morning guys, we're here for market number 2. I just got done setting up, so I'm about to grab some coffee and then head back to the booth to chill. We've got a lot of copyright music playing in the background, but a little bit of break right now, so I'm actually going to keep this intro pretty short, and then I'll see you guys in the booth. Hi, how are you? Hey, how are you? Good. Feel free to open up and smell anything. Okay. The perfume scents match in the body creams and the body scrubs. Okay. And then we've got bath salts and body oils.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, of course.
These you can smell?
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely. And there's a roller ball, so if you want to sit on, feel free.
You just put a little bit?
Yeah, I feel like in this jar size, you get about 15 bags out of it. It kind of just depends on how heavy handed you are.
how it's done.
It has a little bit of coconut and just fresh undertone. I always say it's a good synergy scent. It pairs well with everything you're trying to do. Enjoying this one. Thank you so much. I hope you love it. I will. Thank you. Is this it? How are you? You are just like a ray of sun. You look so beautiful. Oh my goodness. How are you? Good, good. Feel free to open up and smell anything. The perfumes here match in my body, creams and scrubs on that far side. And then I've got bath salts and body oils, which is kind of my liquid gold. You can use it head to toe. Yeah. Baby, I hope you love it. What's your name? Victoria. Victoria. Is it good? You like it? Girl. This makes me so happy. People get so snippy. That's a mission accomplished. That's it. We're done. It's 4 o'clock, so it's time to start packing up. I will see you guys tomorrow. Market number 3. Guys, I'm rolling. So the booth is ready to go. The only thing I don't have on the table yet are a few of the new discovery kits that I put together. And I'm not sure if I actually explained those. So you guys might have seen them in the video so far, just on the table. But essentially what I did is I launched 2-ounce sizes of all my products. Ooh, that's a big bee. Yo. Oh my God. Why do they always hunt me down? Like I was saying, I launched all my products in these small 2-ounce sizes, and I've launched discovery kits for anyone who's kind of indecisive on scent, or if they're gifting. They're really good giftables, especially this time of year, for Mother's Day, for Christmas, for all the things this time of year, Christmas. You understand what I meant. I'm packaging these up into little boxes where you get all 3 oils, all 6 scented scrubs and 6 scented creams. So with the scrubs and creams, you end up with about 12 ounces of product, which is just so good. And then of course with these, you get 3 of these 2 ounces, so 6 full ounces. I sold 2 of them yesterday. I sold 1 oil pack and 1 cream pack. So I want to go ahead and get those boxed up so I can display them on the table. But yeah, that's been really great so far. It seems like people are loving having that option. So just another thing to add to the line. Renascential's growing. With everything that I make, I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed. mixed reviews about this market. I was talking to some of my vendor friends yesterday about their experience here. This is a new location for some of us. Hit or miss, hit or miss. So I'm really hoping that as the day picks up and there's more foot traffic, we're kind of in this nice square that's in like a downtown area. So I know foot traffic will be great, but will shoppers be out? We will see. Fun fact about me, I've tried to go vegan, plant-based, vegetarian, all the things a few times because eating meat always makes me feel, I just don't always feel the best after eating a lot of meat. That being said, I will be uncomfortable any day of my life for a beef patty. I'm Jamaican. It's in my blood. I got lemonade and beef patties. Here's my spiel. I've got all natural bath and body care. The perfume scents match my body creams and scrubs. And then I have bath salts and body oils. So we have 1 hour left. Not my best day. Not my worst. Definitely not my worst. But not the best either. Hey, how are you? Still deciding if this is another location that I want to rotate. I was just responding to a few comments from my last video and was talking about being intentional with my selection of markets this year. And just like with new foods, I always say that I will try everything at least twice. But when it comes to kind of wasting time and money at a market when I could be at home studying my course or working on my new product formulas or editing a video, I'm here sitting in the sun with my scrubs melting, you know? It's like I'm really committed to finding my perfect areas and leaning heavily into those instead of, you know, just sitting here to sit here and get the word out. I can do that in other ways. So, I'm about to wrap it up for the day. It's hot and it's frankly a little boring. So I will talk to you guys when I get back home and we'll wrap up this little market weekend. I'll give you guys a quick recap of how sales ended up going. These are a good place to start, give you a good sense of my fragrances. Yeah, it's always right at the end. I was just about to say for the vlog too, every time I start to pack up or just like round up, like the second I start mentally closing up for the day, I always get at least one more sale. It happens every time. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you. Thank you. What's your name?
Victoria.
Victoria.
Thank you, Victoria. Stay cool out there. It's hot.
I will try.
Bye. All right, everyone, we are back in the studio. Welcome back. Let's do a quick recap. After every market, I love to do a quick recap and look through my best-selling products, the best-selling category for the weekend. Was it the scrubs, the oils, whatever? And then, of course, kind of assess my total sales and the amount of orders, all the things. I just like to review all the things. So I have everything pulled up here, and let's go through it like we did in my last vendor market video. So you guys saw we had a ton of foot traffic on Friday. Saturday was by far my best day of the weekend, and then Sunday was kind of a wash, to be honest. I know for a fact I made back my booth fee and a little bit of a cushion of profit, but really not that much. I've actually removed that market from my list for the rest of this year. I got a lot of good evidence kind of beforehand, and then being there myself, that that's probably just not going to be the best environment for my type of products. And I'm okay with that. Totally fine. I will leave it to the foodies. You guys got it. So over the course of those 3 days, I ended up with a total of 53 orders. My average order value was about $25, $24.69 to be exact. And then my 5 best-selling products were the Dark Pomegranate Perfume Oil. She's just that girl. I don't know what to tell you. Black Amber and Lavender Body Cream, Lavender Body Oil, the Cashmere and Silk Perfume Oil, and last but not least, the Pink Sugar Body Cream. Now, I did have a few people place pre-orders at the markets for things that I was starting to sell out of. So my total sales across the whole weekend, online and in person, were 1.4K. And about 1.3 of that was just from the markets. The last about 107 were those pre-orders. But overall, I am so happy. I think it went really well for my first kind of 3-day market blitz. And honestly, I wasn't nearly as tired as I thought it would be. Again, my whole outlook on markets has really shifted, because if you told me in 2021 that I would be doing 3 markets in 1 weekend, I would tell you that you are dead wrong. Lying to my face. That's rude. But now I'm thinking that I can easily make this a thing that I do more often. If it comes up, all I have to do is really plan my inventory better, because I don't want people to have to wait for me to ship it out for them. I'm actually working on finishing up some batches of scrubs so I can get those out today for some of the pre-orders. But besides that, yeah, it's just not as hard as I thought it was going to be. But with that, I know this video is starting to get long, and you guys had a busy weekend too. We were all working really hard in that booth. So thank you for coming with me. Thank you for being here. I have some big markets coming up this month and then June as well. So if this is something that you guys enjoy, I'm happy to keep bringing you along with me. Please let me know if you enjoy this. And also just drop me any other ideas, any tips that you're looking for, anything I can help you with, or that you're just excited to see. I read all of your comments and all of your DMs. So thank you so much for everyone who reaches out and just sends me encouraging messages. I really appreciate it. I really do. That's it. I'm out of here. See you guys next time.